now we will see some advanced functionality of Python. Let's start with the loop with logic. So here you can see that I have defined one list and I have used the for loop where we are passing a range between 10 to 20, right? And what here is happening is if the number is even, if number mod 2 equals to 0, that means if that number is even, so it will return the square of that number and append that number into the list. Okay, but if the number is odd, so it will go into the else condition and it will give the cube of that number. So let's say we have 10, so first 10 will come here and 10 mod 2 equals to 0, that means 10 is an even number, so it will give square of 10, that will be 100. But if it is 11, so it will not fall into this condition, it will go into this condition and it will return the cube of 11. So I think it would be 1331. Let's see what it gives. Yeah, so here we can see that we got this list where if that is even, it will square, and if that is odd, so it will cube the number, and finally we are printing in this way. Now we have list comprehension. So what actually happens, sometimes we put lots of condition, or we can say lots of loop inside that list itself. Likewise here we can see. So what I'm doing is I have defined one list and I have also giving the conditions here, like if first it will come here if the number mod 2 equals to 0. Okay, so from where we will get this number, we will get this number from here, number in range 10 to 20. Okay, and if that number is even, so it will return the square of that number, and else if that number is odd, so it will return the cube of that number. Okay, so let me print this number. Yeah, again we got the same list, but this time we are using list comprehension. So it basically reduce our code. Okay, the strength of code will be reduced, but sometimes it is difficult to understand this kind of situation, like if there is any new joinee and we have written some code like this, so it may be difficult for him or her, but that is much easy to do if one can understand that. Now we have one more thing, that is for list item from 10 to 19, the numbers will be multiplied by 2 if it is divisible by 2, else the number will be multiplied by 3. Okay, so I think here, yeah, this is for this one. We got the same situation here. Okay, because the range will give us from n 0th position to n minus 1, that is to 9. Now we have done some more about the append method. So here we are defining one list and one u list and one p list. Okay, now we have one up list. So what here will happen, it will basically append this list with this list. Okay, so we are just merging two lists, we can say that. So here I have used the for loop for u in u list, again for p in p list. So it will first come here, okay, after this u. So if that is 0th position, so 0th position will come here and it will complete the loop first. So if uplist p in p list, that is element is existing here, so it will append p after u, okay, in that uplist. Okay, so one function, that is u1 from here and p1 from here will be append here. After that it will go to second position of this p list. So p2 again what will happen, u1 from here and p2 from here will get appended here. After that u1 from here and p3 will append here. Now the all element are visited, so what will happen is it will come to the this for loop, outer for loop again, and at first position, okay, I mean first index. So after that it will go again u2 p1, again u2 p2, u2 p3. After that it will come outer loop u3 p1, u3 p2, u3 p3, and finally we are printing that up list. So this is what we got like this. Now again what we are doing here is we are doing the same thing but in a different way. Again we use the list comprehension. So we are passing this entire condition into one statement, okay. So it is up, again it will append into that up list, okay. So again first it will read the character from p list, okay. Once it is readed from u list, then it will go to p list. Once all the elements are visited in p list, then it will come again outer loop of I mean that outer loop, okay. So p list is printed, then u list again pass the element by increasing value, so we will get the same thing again. But what if we want only u1 p1 and like no some random way, okay. We can say that we are passing some conditions also. So what it will do is we are just putting this condition here: if u not equals to u2, okay. So we are defining one list and we are performing some few more action in that list. Let's say what it will do is first it will go read the u list, first element of u list, that is u1, and checking the condition if this u, that is u1, is not equals to u2, okay. Condition here is true, so it will just return that u1 and append that u1 into this list, that is this list, and checking the same for p list. So if the p element, that is p1, is not equals to p2, yeah, condition is true, so p1 will also added into this list. Now our u is still at u1 position because this inner loop is not ended yet. Now still the u1 will come here at the place of u, I mean as a new element, but here we are now at this position p2 not equals to p2, here condition is false. So if the condition is false, so it will not get added. So basically it will pass the p list and go to the p3 list. So if p3 is not equals to p2, again condition is true, so it will add p3 with that u1, and similarly goes for u2. But now as u2 not equals to u2 is true, so what will happen here is it will directly go to the u3, okay, because the condition is false here. So again for u3 p1 will get printed, u3 p2 will get p2 will not get printed, but for u3 p3 will get printed. Let's see, yeah, we got the exact answer. Now here it will basically what we are doing is here from this for loop, that is range to 19, it will return us the no up to mod value. That means like I am doing here n mod 3, so this will basically give us 0 1 2, okay. And let's see, yeah, 0 1 2, and if I increase this value to 13, so it will return the modulus up to 12, okay. So here we got this. Now here we are doing one more new interesting thing, that is we can create the key value pairs like we do in dictionary. We have a key and we assign a value. So similarly we can also do that here in this way, like we have defined one list, then again we are defining p list. Now what we are doing is we are giving one key, okay, and we are also providing a value for that key. So here key will be our elements from ulist and value will be element from plist, okay. So what we will get is here we will get key u1, and for value u1 we will for key u1 we will get a value p3, okay. How? Because this is the for p in p list, here we are not appending anything, so basically it will return the uh, last value of the second loop. So every time for u1 we will get p3 value, for u2 we will get p3 value, for u3 we will again get p3 value, okay, in this way. Now here we have one more concept of enumerate. So what basically enumerate does, it basically adds one counter with our iteration, okay. Let's see how. Here we can see we have defined a variable with a range of 10 to 19, and we are defining two more variable and finding value from that enumerate list. So with that enumeration it will also add a counter with every individual value, okay. So here we just basically printing the index and value. Let's see. So here we got the index from using this enumerate and the respective value. So from 0th index it is 10 and up to 9th index it is 19. Now let's move forward towards lambda functions. So basically lambda function can have any number of arguments but with only one expression, okay. Basically the expression is evaluated and returned, and lambda function can be used like whatever function objects are required, okay. Let's say we have a normal function, we just define that function from def, and this is the function and the open parenthesis and closed parenthesis to denote that function. Now we here we can pass any number of statements, okay, and if we call this function in this way, so it will return the value or the functionality of that function. But what if we are using a lambda function? So here we can see a simple example. Here what we are doing is we are checking whether the number is even or odd by using that lambda function. So we are just using variable equals to lambda. Here we are passing that argument, okay, and here we are doing some expression. Now what we are doing is we are passing a number 20 and it will go to this lambda function, and with this expression it will return is 20 even or odd, that is 20 mod 2 equals to 0. Yes, if we divide 20 by 2 it will give us 0, that is even number. So it basically return us true. So here we go. Now what if we are performing some task or some mathematical operation here? Yes, we can do that. Here we can see that what we are doing is we are passing that number into this if condition and telling that if this is true, that is if the number is true, again do square of that number, else do cube of that number. So basically we are passing first 20. So first 20 will get evaluated, but since we haven't used here print statement, so okay, so now it will give us 20. For 20 it will return 400 because 20 is even number and square root of 20 is 400, but 9 is odd number, so it will just cube that number, okay. Now we have one more thing, that is reduce function. Like how we can use that reduce function from the func tools. So basically func tool is a library we import reduce, okay, from there. So once we done this, now what we are doing is we are importing random also to get some random function, and we are calling that reduce function and passing the lambda expression, okay. And what is happening here is let's say we are passing this r, okay, and what it will do is it will read our r from here. I mean we just printing that r here, but what we'll do is we have x and y, and at this time it will take the value from here, okay, from in this list. So what it will do is first it will come here, it will add x plus y, that is 2 plus 1 is 3, okay, then 3 plus 3 is 6, then 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 10 plus 5 is 15. So basically first it read 1 as x and 2 as y, then sum those number, that is 3, then 3 becomes our x and y will be our 3, okay, and 3 and 3 again will become 6, and so on so forth. It will print this r. Here I'm getting some error just because let me check this. Okay, I forgot to import that reduce, and yeah, here we go. Now what we are doing is we can print a complete list, like here we are using that rand function, and we are taking some random values from between 10 to 100, okay, and again checking that number in the range of 10, okay. Now if we print that, so it will basically print some random number, okay, and again if we print, it will give some random number, right, but not in the range of 1 to 9, okay. Every time you will get some new number, but not in the range of 1 to 9, as many time as we can do, okay. So sometimes these things becomes very handy to use. Now again here let's see what we are doing is we are using here again lambda, and we are checking that if return x if x is greater than y, else return y, and from where it will read the value from this random list, okay. So again it will return some uh, let's say from our list it has written first the 55, okay, and from 55 it will say that y is now our 60, right. So 55 is not greater than y, okay, condition is false. So just because it is false, it should return y, okay, that is 60. Now our 60 is less than 86, so it will again false, it will return 86. Now 86 has become our highest number amongst three numbers, okay. So now 86 will get compared with this one, this one, this one, this one, and with every number. Just because 86 is the biggest one, so it will return the biggest number amongst these number, okay. So let's move forward towards recursion, which is very important. Basically I have written this program here and the respective example written here. So let's say we are passing number here 5, okay. So what will happen is, as a recursion, basically what recursion is, so recursion is just like a function which calls itself until the base condition meets the the condition. So here what will happen is, for first step we are passing as 5. So what it will do is it will break the calls, okay, into several parts. So we are calling this function if n is now or 5, n is less than equals to 1, condition is false, so it will return n factorial of n minus 1, that is 5 factorial 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay, again it will go here, okay, because it is a factorial, it is a recursion call, so it will again call this function, again check the condition and return again 4 into factorial of 3, again call this function 3 into factorial of 2, again calls the function 2 factorial of 1. Okay, now our when we got n as a 2 here and it is passing 2 minus 1, that is 1 is passed here as n, is 1 less than equals to 1? Yes, condition is true. Now this has returned us the 1. Okay, there is no recursion call, so this is our base condition. Once the base condition is met, then what will happen is it will count the returned value from top to bottom. Okay, like from bottom, at the last time we got 2 into 1 2, then 3 into 2 6, then sorry, here multiplied should be there, 4 into 6 should be 24, right? So this is some return mistake, it is not like this, it is just 4 into 6 is 24, and at the last it will return us 5 into 24, that is 120. Okay, so in this way it will calls, or we can say it will print from bottom to top, and it will call its function from top to bottom. Okay, so in this way our return function or our recursion will get called.